As an admin, pass types are how you define the absence and movement workflows your school runs on. Every time a parent reports a late arrival, a teacher signs out a student for a medical appointment, or a senior walks to the gymnasium under a privilege pass, there's a pass type behind it controlling exactly how that works. Orah comes with some default pass templates you can use as a starting point. But in this video, we're going to build one from scratch, a late arrival pass, so you can see exactly what each setting does and why it matters. Head to your admin console, find Attendance in the left navigation, and click Pass Types. To create a new one, click Add a New Pass in the top right corner. You'll be given the option to start from a template or from scratch. We're going from scratch. Start with the basics. Give your pass a clear name, something your staff and parents will immediately understand. Late arrival works. Be specific enough that nobody confuses it with something else. Choose a color. This is how the pass visually identifies itself across Orah, on kiosks, in dashboards, in reports. Pick something distinct from your other pass types. Add a description. This is internal context. It helps other admins understand what this pass is for and when it should be used. Next, set the locations a user can select when submitting this pass. For a late arrival pass, the student is coming from home, so home is the appropriate location. Select it and move on. For other pass types, like a field trip or medical appointment, you might allow multiple location options. Only include what's relevant to the specific pass type you're building. Keeping it focused reduces confusion at submission time. Assignment determines which students this pass applies to. You can make it available to all students in the school or restrict it to a specific tag, grade level, or division. For a late arrival pass, all students is usually the right call. But if you're building something like a senior privilege pass, this is where you'd restrict it to just your senior cohort. The Forms section is where you define what information gets collected when this pass is submitted. You can turn fields on or off, location, notes, custom questions, based on what your school needs. But the most important field here is the reason code. This is not optional. Every pass must have at least one reason code selected, and one must be set as the default. Here's why this matters. The reason code is what Orah pushes to your SIS. It's what shows up in your attendance reports and your audit trail. If the reason is wrong, everything downstream is wrong. As an admin, you have full visibility into every reason configured in your Orah account. Select all the reasons that are appropriate for this pass type, then set one as the default. When a user goes to submit this pass, they'll only see the reasons they have permission to access. If they don't have permission to change it, the pass will stay on the default reason. So make sure the default is the right one for the most common use case, because for many users, that's the only reason that will ever be applied. Start and end time are critical. They define the absence window that drives attendance codes to your SIS. Make sure both are marked as required. If you'd like to preset default times to make submission easier, we'll cover that in the Rules section coming up shortly. The Workflow section is where you decide how this pass actually functions in practice. This is the most important configuration section. There are 4 key actions to define: who can schedule a pass, who can activate it, who can immediately create one without approval, and who can end it. Staff will always appear here by default. The question is what role parents and students play. For a late arrival pass, you want parents to be able to request it. You'll see a grayed out option for parents. Click to enable it. Once enabled, you can also define which members of your team are responsible for approving these requests. This means the workflow becomes: parent submits a request, the designated staff member reviews and approves, the pass gets scheduled and activates at the right time. For ending the pass, for a late arrival, you don't want it to auto-end at a set time. You want it to stay active until the student physically arrives on campus and checks in. Under the End column, enable the Kiosk option. This prompts the student to come to the kiosk and end the pass themselves, so you know they are physically on campus. You can specify exactly which kiosk should be used for this. If your school uses NFC tiles, you can set that up here too. Students simply scan the tile to end their pass upon arrival. Note that for NFC, students need to have an active Orah account. For something like a health center pass, the workflow could look different. A pass is pre-scheduled for a student, and when they arrive at the health center, they find it under their name on the Orah checkpoint app on the iPad, or tap the NFC tile. The pass activates right at that moment. No staff intervention needed. For a senior privilege pass, it's simpler still. No parent involvement, no approval needed. Enable immediate activation so students can walk up to any kiosk on campus, find their pass, and activate it themselves on the spot. No staff input required. Every pass type has its own workflow logic. Configure it to match exactly how that absence or movement should operate at your school. Rules define the operational boundaries of your pass. Let's walk through each one. Automations. Automatic activate at start time. When the scheduled start time arrives, the pass activates itself. No one needs to manually trigger it. For a late arrival where a parent has submitted in advance, this means the system handles activation without any staff input. Automatically end the pass. You have two options here. Student location changes means the pass ends automatically when Orah detects the student's location has updated, useful when a student checks into a different area on campus. Another pass is activated means if a new pass kicks in for that student, the current one closes automatically. Both are enabled by default, and for most pass types, that's the right call. Automatic end pass at end time. The pass closes itself at the scheduled end time. For a late arrival pass, leave this off. You want the pass to end when the student physically checks in at the kiosk, not when a clock hits a certain time. Allow recurring passes. If a student has a standing commitment that repeats throughout the week, like a weekly therapy session or a recurring medical appointment, you can set up a recurring pass. Approval happens once, and the schedule repeats automatically based on how you define it. Notifications. Send reminder when pass is about to end. Alerts the relevant party that the pass window is closing soon. Send reminder when pass is about to start. Useful for staff or students who need a heads up before a pass activates. Send reminder when pass is late. If a student hasn't checked in or the pass hasn't activated by the expected time, this triggers an alert. Helpful for late arrivals where you're expecting a student to show up but they haven't yet. Rules. Same-day submission cutoff for parents. This prevents parents from reporting a late arrival after the fact. Set a cutoff time, and any parent trying to submit after that gets deferred to the next school day. Their student will be marked absent unexcused for today. This keeps the process honest. Submit in advance rule for parents. Typically used for early dismissal. Require parents to submit a minimum number of hours before the scheduled pickup time, giving your front desk time to prepare before a parent just shows up at the door. Okay? Start time rules. This is where you set the default start time for this pass. For a late arrival, set this to your school day start time, say 8 a.m., so the parent doesn't have to manually enter it every time. Less clicking, less room for error. End time rules. For a late arrival pass, you can set this so the pass must end before the close of the school day, say 3:30 p.m. This ensures the window stays within school hours and doesn't bleed over. For an early dismissal pass, you'd approach this differently. You could default the end time to the end of the school day, so the pass automatically covers the student from the moment they leave through the end of classes without the parent needing to specify it. Limit amount of passes. Lets you cap how many times this pass type can be used per student over a defined period. Useful if your school has a policy around how many late arrivals are permitted per term. Pass activation rules. Lets you define additional conditions that must be met before a pass can be activated, giving you finer control over when and how a pass goes live. End date must be the same as start date. Prevents a parent from accidentally selecting a future end date and turning a single late arrival into a multi-day excuse. For a late arrival pass, always enable this. Ignore this pass from class schedules. When enabled, the pass records the student's movement, but does not push any attendance codes to their class record. Their teacher still takes attendance normally. You'd use this for something like a library visit or a commons check-in, where you want location visibility without affecting attendance. Since we're setting up a late arrival pass, we've configured the rules accordingly. Auto end at end time, off. Same day cutoff, on. End date same as start date, enabled. And the end time rule set so the pass must close before the end of the school day. Every setting here is adjustable. As you build out other pass types for your school, Come back to this section and configure the rules to match exactly how each pass should behave. Once everything is configured, hit Save. Your pass type is now live and available for your school to use. Go back to your pass types list and you'll see it there. You can come back and edit any of these settings at any time, adjusting rules, updating reason codes, changing who can submit or approve, without needing to rebuild the pass from scratch. Building a pass type well means your school's absence workflows run themselves. Parents submit, approvals happen, attendance codes get pushed to your SIS, all without staff manually intervening at every step. The key decisions are: who can submit this pass, what reason code gets applied, what defines the absence window, and how does the pass activate and end. Get those 4 things right and the rest follows automatically. So this was your pass configuration. Create useful passes and we'll see you in the next video.